Hi, everyone. I'm Eliza Orlins, career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan, and I wanted to talk to people about protesting. I think this is incredibly important as people are starting to think about protesting in these trying times. So I wanted to make sure everyone knows their rights, and we're talking about rights when protesting, what you can do to stay safe. And so I hope you'll tune in for this because this is critical. Please make sure you're subscribed, follow for more, and leave questions in the comments if you have them, and I'll try to get to them. So first of all, I want to make sure everyone knows protesting is a fundamental right, but there are certain things that you can do to stay safe when you're protesting. This is something that is protected by the First Amendment, but that doesn't mean that law enforcement won't try to suppress your rights or to criminalize it. So here's what you need to know before you hit the streets. Know your rights. You have the right to assemble. You have the right to protest. You have the right to speak freely in public spaces like streets, sidewalks, and parks. If you're on private property, the owner can set rules about speech and assembly. Counter protesters also have rights, but the police should treat both groups equally. The police cannot break up a protest simply because they don't like what you're saying, but they can impose restrictions on time, place, and manner. So it's important to know your local laws. Now, before you protest, let's talk about what to bring and what to leave at home. Now, the things that you should bring are water, snacks, necessary medications, potentially a government-issued identification. This can be helpful if you are, for some reason, detained, as well as an emergency numbers written down somewhere, as well as a fully charged phone if you are going to bring your phone. There are a lot of people who recommend that people just leave smartphones at home. If you have a flip phone you can bring, that's great, but also make sure that you have numbers written down in case the phone is confiscated or the battery dies. You should be wearing comfortable clothing, closed-toed shoes, weather-appropriate gear, a mask to protect yourself both health-wise and from identity. You know, there are going to be videos potentially that could be pulled in the future, and you should also have a buddy with you. Don't protest alone. The most important number you can have is that of the National Lawyers Guild. You should write that number on your arm in case of arrest. I think that this number works nationally, but for New York, 212-219-1919. It's also printed in the description below. Things to leave at home. You should always leave at home anything illegal. Do not carry weapons. Do not carry anything that could be considered contraband. This includes pepper spray. This includes a pocket knife. Don't bring contraband with you, and don't carry anything else illegal, such as drugs. Another thing that you want to do before you protest is remove and disable any biometric identification that unlocks your phone. So if your phone is opened by Face ID or fingerprint, you want to disable that and use a passcode instead to prevent forced unlocking in case you are stopped by the police. Now, let's move on to talking about what to do if you are stopped by the police. Stay calm, keep your hands visible. Most importantly, say you have the right to remain silent, so you're going to want to say, in unequivocal terms, I am exercising my right to stay silent. I would like to remain silent. I do not want to answer any questions. You do not have to consent to any searches, nor should you. So you want to say, I do not consent to a search. I do not consent to a search of my person, of my belongings, of my bag, if you have something with you. I do not consent. But if you are stopped, ask, am I free to leave? If you are free to leave, leave. Walk away slowly. If no, ask, am I being detained? What is the charge? If you are arrested, even if you think it is unlawful, do not resist. Say, I am invoking my right to remain silent. I will not speak to you without my attorney present. I'd like to speak to my lawyer. Now, when it comes to recording and documenting, You have the right to record police in public, even though they may try to stop you. You will want to hold your phone steady, narrate the time, location, and events, say out loud police's badge numbers and names if you can see them. But if the police demand your phone, do not unlock it, do not delete footage, simply say, I do not consent to a search. Then, as soon as possible, you'll want to upload that footage to the cloud or send it to a trusted contact. If tear gas or pepper spray is used, do not rub your eyes. You want to flush with water or saline, not milk. That's a common misconception. Leave the area immediately if you're able to get fresh air. Remove contaminated clothing carefully. What to do if you're arrested? Stay silent. Do not try to explain. Do not try to justify. Do not try to negotiate. Do not sign anything without a lawyer present. Just keep saying, I'd like to speak to my lawyer. I won't speak without my lawyer present. I want to talk to my lawyer. Don't even speak to other people around you. If you are held in a holding cell, conversations that you have with people who are also being detained could be overheard and used against you. If you are given a phone call, do not talk about the facts. Only talk about the basics, where you are, and that you need a lawyer. If others are arrested, try to get their names and where they were taken if possible. After the protest, document anything unlawful or violent that you witnessed. Check in with your protest buddy. Make sure you both got home safely. Follow up with legal observers or civil rights organizations if necessary. Protesting is a powerful tool for change, but knowing your rights is what keeps us safe. If you found this helpful, make sure you're following for more. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share, because knowledge is power and we need to protect ourselves while fighting for justice. Feel free to leave other questions in the comments, and thank you for being here.